and welcome to Housing TV News at the top of the hour, coming to you from our studios in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Fortune Omori. Our top stories. Presidency warns against deepfake videos, religious disinformation. NCDC places Lagos, FCT, Kano, Rivers on high Ebola alert. Nigerian's housing sector struggles amid inflation, forex crisis. On the foreign scene, oil prices steady amid possible US-Iran ceasefire deal. Now the news in detail. The presidency has warned Nigerians against the spread of deepfake videos and false information aimed at creating religious tension and discrediting President Bola Tinubu ahead of the 2027 elections. In a statement released on its official X handle, the presidency accused some political actors of using manipulated videos and fake audio clips to spread division and misinformation online. The government urged Nigerians to verify online content before sharing it and warned that those spreading false information capable of threatening public peace could face persecution under Nigerian laws. President Bola Tinubu has assured Nigerians that the country will emerge stronger despite current economic challenges. In a nationwide address marking his third year in office, Tinubu said reforms such as fuel subsidy removal and exchange rate changes were necessary to stabilize the economy and prevent fiscal collapse. He acknowledged the hardship faced by citizens, but said the economy was showing signs of recovery through improved investment, infrastructure projects, and increased government revenue. The president also pledged continued efforts to improve security, create jobs, and strengthen key sectors, including agriculture, power, education, and healthcare. Tinubu urged Nigerians to remain hopeful and united as the country works towards sustainable growth and development. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention (NCDC) has placed Lagos, the FCT, Kano, Rivers, and 6 other states on high Ebola preparedness alert following the spread of the Bundibugyo Ebola virus disease in parts of Uganda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. In a public health advisory issued, the NCDC warned that Nigeria faces a high risk of importing the virus due to international travel, porous borders, and regional trade routes, despite no confirmed case in the country. The World Health Organization, WHO, has declared the outbreak a public health emergency of international concern with over 1,000 suspected cases and 247 deaths reported in affected countries. The agency directed all states to strengthen surveillance, isolation centers, contact tracing, and infection prevention measures, noting that there is currently no approved vaccine or specific treatment for the Bundibugyo strain. Health workers were also urged to remain vigilant as Ebola symptoms can resemble malaria and Lassa fever. The Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, has commended Dangote Cement PLC for significant improvements in road safety following the introduction of new transport safety policies. FRSC Corps Marshal Shehu Mohammed said data from 2025 to 2026 showed a 56% reduction in crashes involving Dangote trucks, alongside a 36% drop in fatalities and a 52% reduction in injuries. He described the company as a model for transport management and road safety practices in Nigeria and across Africa. The Corps Marshal urged continued implementation of the company's safety initiatives, noting that effective transport management benefits the wider society. Meanwhile, Dangote Cement head of transport, Murilo Silva, said the company was investing in advanced transport systems, including automated inspections and artificial intelligence-driven technologies to further improve safety and efficiency. Labor unions across Africa, including Nigerians PLC and TUC, have rejected the African Development Bank (AFDB) and World Bank-backed Mission 300 electricity initiative, arguing that it relies too heavily on private investment and could worsen African countries' debt burdens. The union said previous programs failed to improve electricity access, leaving about 600 million Africans without power. They called for stronger public electricity utilities instead of privatization-driven reforms. Meanwhile, the World Bank confirmed continued support for Nigeria's power sector through ongoing projects such as the distribution sector recovery program, despite cancelling $717 million in undisbursed funds linked to a separate reform initiative. Kaduna State Governor Uba Sani has donated 300 Saudi Riyals, equivalent to about 114,000 naira, to each Kaduna pilgrim following the 2026 Hajj in Saudi Arabia. The governor announced the gesture was while visiting the pilgrims camp in Mina on Thursday, describing it as part of efforts to support their welfare during the pilgrimage. Sani commended the Kaduna State Pilgrims Welfare Agency and the Hajj Delegation Committee for ensuring a smooth exercise. He also urged the pilgrims to continue praying for peace, unity, and development in Nigeria. According to the governor, he trekked for several hours to reach the camp after roads leading to the area were blocked. Officials of the Kaduna State Pilgrims Welfare Agency praised the governor for his support and commitment to the welfare of pilgrims. We take a pause here, and up next are news stories from the build sector. Do stay with us.
Are you getting ready for another big one? The largest housing show in Africa. 2 decades of relentless exhibition and conference. The 20th edition of the Africa International Housing Show, happening from the 13th to 18th of July 2026 at the prestigious Transco Hilton Hotel, Abuja, Nigeria. This premier event is Africa's largest housing and construction expo, attracting over 50,000 attendees in Africa and beyond, thereby giving room for developers, construction giants, financiers, home interiors, mortgage and microfinance banks, drawing from about 21 different countries of the world. Get ready to be part of history.
You are watching Housing TV News at the hour. Now to build sector. Nigeria's real estate sector is facing growing pressure as inflation, rising construction costs, and foreign exchange volatility continue to affect housing development across the country. A 2026 market outlook by legendary Foreshore revealed that developers are struggling with project delays, cost overruns, and declining affordability driven by the rising prices of building materials and labor. The report noted that many Nigerians can no longer afford high rents or mortgages due to the rising cost of living, leading to slower property sales and weaker demand, especially in the mid and high-end housing market. On the foreign scene, oil prices steadied but remained on track for their sharpest weekly decline since April, following reports of a possible ceasefire agreement between the United States and Iran. Brent crude fell slightly to $94.05 per barrel, while US crude traded at $88.89. Market analysis said investors were closely monitoring developments surrounding the proposed deal, which could ease tension and reopen shifting routes through the Strait of Hormuz, a major global oil transit route. Although sources said the US and Iran had agreed to extend a ceasefire and ease shipping restrictions, the deal has not been officially finalized. Meanwhile, the US Energy Information Administration reported declines in crude oil, gasoline, and distillate stockpiles last week as demand increased. Analysts say uncertainty over the conflict and oil supply routes continues to drive volatility in global oil prices. The Georgian government has unveiled a historic wine collection once owned by former Soviet leader Joseph Stalin with plans to auction the rare bottles to fund a wine education school. The collection, housed in a cellar in Tbilisi, contains about 40,000 French and Georgian wines, some dating back to the early 19th century. The officials say the auction is expected to attract global collectors and further promote Georgia's reputation as one of the world's oldest wine-producing nations. The collection also includes wines linked to Russia's former imperial family, before being seized during the 1917 Russian Revolution and later preserved by Stalin. Wine enthusiasts and collectors have described the unveiling as a rare historical moment due to the significance and age of the collection. The United States and Iran have reportedly reached a tentative agreement to extend their ceasefire for 60 days, pending approval from U.S. President Donald Trump. According to officials familiar with the negotiations, the proposed deal would reopen the Strait of Hormuz and allow further talks on Iran's nuclear. U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance said both countries were making progress and negotiating in good faith, although discussions were still ongoing. Iranian media, however, reported that the agreement had not yet been finalized. The talks follow months of heightened tensions after military strikes and disruptions to shipping activities around the Strait of Hormuz, a major global oil transit route. Analysts say hopes of easing tensions have already influenced global markets, with oil prices declining amid expectations of improved stability in the region. A recap of our top stories. Presidency warns against deepfake videos, religious disinformation. NCDC placed Lagos, FCT, Kano, Rivers on high Ebola alert. Nigeria's housing sector struggles amid inflation, foreign crisis. On the foreign scene, oil prices steady amid possible US-Iran ceasefire deal. For more news in the housing sector, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Housing TV Africa. Follow us on all social media platforms. You can also download the Housing TV mobile app and free TV app on your Google Play Store to stay connected. Many thanks for watching. I am Fortune Omori. Bye for now.